I don't feel great about this decision though. After this guy stares me in the eyes and just goes all in the dark on the river. I'm just hoping with how conservative I played this hand, he has me on less than 2 pair and is overplaying a big ace.
Nice hand, man. He has 2 pair.
What's up, guys? Between this week and last week, I've done well, but it's been wild. I want to show you guys how I lost control of the game, but I managed to get back into a healthy winning way. I had about 4 or 5 sessions over 3 days where I had over 4 grand in profit. So the emotions and adrenaline coming into the weekend were high and something that I was trying to consciously control, but it's just hard when you're running that hot. So I go to Royal on Friday and I run up $400 to about $500 pretty quickly. And I get in this big hand with pocket sevens. The way this hand came to be was under the gun +1 raises $10 and everyone limp calls to the under the gun player who then raises it to $60. I call along with a couple of others and the big blind goes all in for about $300. Under the gun only calls here. So I'm reading that the big blind is trying to isolate with the big ace and under the gun is the player I'm a little more worried about. I think he has like pocket 10s or a big ace, but something is just telling me to gamble here. It's unlikely anyone has either of my 7s and I'm free rolling thousands on the week and I'm high on poker adrenaline. So I decide to ship it all in. One more short stack calls. I just want the big pot at least. Let me just play this video so y'all see how it plays out.
All right, guys, got some live action at the Royal Card House. Multiple all-ins.
Typical 1-2.
Typical 1-2. 1-2, 50-100.
So after the dealer gets his pot in order, there's a couple of side pots, but I'm in for all of the chips in this pot. It's about a little under $1,500 pot.
Good luck. Alrighty. Good luck. Good hand. Good luck, guys. You got bigger friends. Martin, you're going to be into all of them.
Just once! Please, oh please let me win one time!
How big the pot, John?
So this is your...
No, how much?
I lost count.
All right, there's the set.
Yes!
There's the straight. There's the 7s, yeah.
Okay.
Ah, flushy.
All right, both of y'all right here first.
Told you you had 9s.
Under the gun, slams his 9s down, calls me a luck box.
That boy.
Ship that over here. Ship that over here.
Pinch me, I must be dreaming. Ow!
If you need anything else, just call.
All of it. Some people have all the luck in the world. All the luck. Mr. Vlogger himself.
Wow. Who didn't vlog this one?
Yeah, I got you, bro. $59.99.
So I take down this pot. Soon after, I eventually lose $200 to this guy who went all in with ace 10, and I had ace queen, and he hit his 10. So after that, I decided to cash out, still over $800 in profit. I go to the lodge a bit after this and buy in for $400. I win a small pot early on, and I get ace queen on the button. I'll let this hand play out, and then I'll talk about it.
Dealers, please let me know.
430.
Also, please check your wells, dealers. Make sure there's no more money left in your wells. $30.
For dealers that have their 125 dealers, dealers for 125 dealers.
Man.
Roll it.
Man.
How much is that one? I don't think I'm beating you. I think I'm beating him. 204?
Yeah.
I'll call, man. You got 2 pair or what? Okay.
Ace 10's good.
You got ace 10?
No, I have an ace. I don't have ace 10.
I can't win.
No, I need a 4 or a 10. Yeah. Man, I should have raised you. I had you beat on the flop. You're good, hand.
Nice hand. Thank you. I
should have raised him, man.
I just flat out played this hand bad. My focus was not there. I should have 3-bet my button with ace queen, or if not, re-raised on the flop knowing that I had this guy with ace 7 beat. But I called and let him catch up. I've said before that if I slow play top pair that I need to make the read and play conservative, but instead I just said F it, and I ended up losing the rest later on a bomb pot where I was chasing a big draw, which even that loss was very preventable. I have enough discipline at least to get out of there and reflect on my first losing session in a while. Even though I've had all these winning sessions up to this point, I'm still very disappointed in this loss. I know I lost $400 in a way that was very preventable. I take Saturday off because I know I've let this game get out of control and I gotta regroup. I want to get back to my old ways, controlled, consistent cash outs with less gambles. It's not as fun in the moment, but I want to get back to this. So it's Sunday and I head back to the lodge, feeling regrouped and ready to go, in for $300. Our first hand, our beloved ace queen. Again, not a big fan of this hand. Basically, I mostly just like playing this hand as the pre-flop aggressor in position and playing for value, not against check raises or big pot size bets. I flopped the ace. I bet $25, which I didn't notice I had 4 callers actually. I thought I had 3. So looking back, I would have made this around $35 instead. But luckily, we take down this pot still for an easy $60 gain. Next hand, ace 9. Similar to the last hand, I mostly want to just be playing this hand in position for value. River checks to me. I want to bet for value here. All my reads are telling me that I'm good, but this player is good. He could be trapping me. And there aren't really many weaker hands that are going to be calling me if I bet, so I decide to show. Now, the rule in poker, for those of y'all that don't know, is the out of the position player is supposed to show first on the river, and I could have him show for info, but I already know this player's style enough, so I just show first, figuring I'm good. But yeah, guys, if you don't know the style or range of the player, I recommend having them show first, just so you can gain some info on them and their range. This hand I shouldn't really be in. Ace 3 off, way out of position. Part of me wants to lead out here on the flop. It would probably get some hands out early and give me a free check on the turn to hit my ace or my 3.
Well, for your birthday, you can just go ahead and keep this 500.
take the whole rack for you.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. Just wait till you push in the box.
It was a verbal.
The turn checks around, and I hit the ace on the river.
He knows the rules. There ain't no rules. Those are the rules. Do whatever we want.
Now, even though this is a min race, I know this player. He would call with 2 pairs, so I know I'm beat. I know this, but I'm stubborn. The entitled part of me is convincing myself maybe he has 2 pair. I'm kicking myself for even leading out on this spot.
41. Ah, you're way too low. Come on, man.
41.
Am I?
41.
That's close.
I had a spade too.
One thing I've been telling people this month is that the poker gods punish those for feeling entitled to pots. Those that do get in trouble. Poker is about working for pots, earning them, staying patient, waiting for your spots. My patience is running thin. I'm a little tilted still, not gonna lie, even though I'm pretty much even. And I want to just leave and come back at a better time, but I decided to play a couple of more hands. King deuce off in a limped pot here.
This is a much more enjoyable table than it was when that guy was betting $35 pre-flop every hand.
This guy is a tighter player. He has at least 2 pair or maybe ace king. I'm hoping he has 5 deuce.
I had ace jack in my hand suited, but I was like, I didn't want to call it because I'm like I wanted it, but I didn't want to give him ammo.
I don't know why he called my bet when I jammed all in.
He was a dick.
I don't think he knows what he was doing.
Could be.
No, I think he still has that plan.
Great. Now his 5 deuce just got there. Or maybe not, because he checks back on the river. What could he possibly have?
Hey. Oh, we had the same man. No wonder. I'm like, what? You got 2 bigger fish?
Yeah.
This hand, I wake up with the 6-9 button special. Those of you that don't know, this exact hand, 6-9 of spades, won me my biggest pot ever. Up until about a month ago when deuce 4 offsuit took that title. Great flop here, but there's still cards that could get me counterfeited.
This was as much as I was going to do, and I made someone else make it. You know what I mean? That's not my handwriting, believe it or not.
The turn is a blank, which I love to see until this gentleman raises big. I just do not know what this guy can have. I really think he has ace king. Did he get there with ace 4 suited or play me like a fiddle with pocket aces? I just can't put him on anything beating me, so I call. I know I call fairly quickly here, but really a lot does run through my mind before I make decisions, and sometimes I just try to act faster because I don't want to overthink and go against my initial read. I don't feel great about this decision though, after this guy stares me in the eyes and just goes all in the dark on the river. Ideally, I want a 6 or a 9 to hit so I can just snap call, or as long as I don't get counterfeited, I may be able to get away from this hand if I do get counterfeited.
Yeah, it's a call. It's a call in your first half. Yeah. Are you all in your first half? This is a fold.
Yeah, I'm
No, that's fine.
He's all in. He hadn't folded yet. Yeah, but wait, there might be more.
But wait! There's more!
The 10 is pretty much a blank on the river here. Still a tough spot. I'm just hoping with how conservative I played this hand, he has me on less than 2 pair and is overplaying a big ace.
Nice hand, man. He has 2 pair?
Nope, that's not.
He's got 2 pair. That Jack 9 diamonds.
Yeah, diamonds.
Yeah, Jack 9 of diamonds, and that's why when he went 150, I'm like,
I was gonna raise big on the turn, but then I was like, did he hit ace 4 or something?
yeah, good call.
And then the shove on the river, I'm like, there's no way he only has just a pair.
That's why I held on to that 9. I was like, dude, if another 9 comes out, I would have lost. But
Yeah.
if a diamond came out, like I would have been good.
Even after this hand, I just feel very impatient and probably still high on emotions and adrenaline from the week. So I decide it's best to just call this session. Let's cash out a quick $300. Really, guys, this is ideal. $300, 1 hour session. What more do you want? Imagine doing this 200, 250, 300 times a year. That's good money you can make just on poker. Next day, I come back to the lodge and again, I want to get back to my old ways. Small buy-ins with efficient cash outs that add up. I get to this table and I immediately see 2 players that I want to target right away. These are players that are loose and they overplay top pair. I have them to the right of me. A tip I learned once was that you want fish or players you're targeting to your right, so that way they can act before you and you can make reads off of them. And because of that, you have an advantage. And You want like tighter, more predictable players to your left since they'll be easier to read anyways. In this hand, I'm with the 2 players I want to target.
Give me some pretty cards.
No, I'm lazy.
Lazy.
Pretty and nothing.
Look at it. Tell me they're not pretty.
Statistically, this is the most ideal scenario in poker, when money is put into the pot and the opponent is drawing dead with 0 outs. If you could play poker in an ideal world, these are those spots, like to get in pots where you just got the board locked up. You want to get into these pots as much as you can. Just like that, I've doubled up and we're dealt aces. With these hands, like queens, kings, or aces, I think I mentioned before that the most ideal scenario is that there's aggressive action ahead of you and you can just shove all in pre-flop.
Oh my god. Gamble, 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 gamble.
101. Wait,
No,
that's it. Sorry.
100.
100.
Yeah, it's raisable, right? Because it's an increment 40 to 40, 20 to 65 to 100. It's raisable.
35.
No, it's not raisable. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
She made it 5, and you made it 20.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, it would have had to been 110. You're right. Sorry about that. I thought it was barely enough. My bad. Yeah, you're good.
That's right.
I thought it was barely
You wanna
enough.
let the
It was
I
close.
need you help. I told you.
Check.
Okay.
I got the aces. Yeah, I got it.
I got it.
Can I get a table change, please? Okay. Again.
20 minutes in, I've tripled up to over $200 in profit. I can't ask for a better start.
I got it.
I want to shove on this flop with an overpair, but the man on my right has about $300 and I don't want to commit my stack on just a pair. Even if I am ahead, these players can call loose, which we've already seen, and I don't want them catching a second pair or an overcard or trips. Let's just see how this board runs out. I want to give up on this pot. I should have the player to my right beat, but I'm not sure about the other. And with no side pot, it's likely the player will check to me on the river, so I decided to just call.
I will check.
Check.
I got
That's okay.
7-8. Easy doosey.
He's good.
Looking back on this hand, I should have either laid this hand down on the turn or been aggressive on the flop, but like I said, I'm not sure they would have folded, and if so, I would have lost more. Let's just find better spots. 20 minutes later, I'm dealt kings in the big blind. And this is a tough spot actually when it limps like $5 all the way to you, because if you raise big like $40 or more, then you'll telegraph your hand. Brad Owen has a saying that I like where you will pretty much play your hand face up with these big raises. So either you raise this big and everybody folds and you make the minimum $30 or so, or you'll get a caller or two who are playing in position of you and they pretty much know what you have while you don't really know what they have. So the path I usually choose in this spot is to bet like $20 to $30 and ideally get re-raised where I can then jam all in. Or if I get multiple callers like I do here, just play the hand like any other pocket pair and hope you flop a set. If my hand remains an overpair to the flop, then I'll raise, but nothing huge where I can get stacked. Just try to maintain pot control as best as I can while trying to make the reads.
Check, Dark.
I don't really have to worry about all this when the flop comes out. I flop a boat right away. I'm just hoping that someone has trips here or at least a 2-pair that they like if they see me check. When this player raised, I can't fully explain why, but I'm just reading that he has a 6, so I already plan to turn the aggression up on the turn to set up an all-in on the river.
Mike.
I bet $60 so that way he can have a good price to call and all in on the river.
About 60. I'll double it.
He has so little behind that a re-raise or a call and then a raise on the river are pretty much the same option. I choose the latter.
I almost expected
Free flop.
That is jack.
Yeah. Ace jack. Yeah.
Yeah, like 300.
Yeah.
Ace 15.
I just didn't.
Yeah. I don't like that hand. Yes. I had ace queen. I was like, I hate ace queen though. Yeah. Especially out of position, I hate ace queen.
I'm very content with this session at this point, and I cashed out soon after for almost $500 profit in just an hour. After these 2 sessions, I love where I'm at with this game. My emotions are controlled again. My discipline is there. I'm able to sort of separate poker and my personal life again, whereas before when the emotions were high and uncontrolled, it's almost like I was on a poker high where I couldn't get the game out of my head. Not like a bad addiction because I do well in this game even when my emotions are less controlled, but I would rather be winning with the game in my own control. To do this long term and in a healthy way, it's important to have that discipline and control, or you can lose time and money quick. These weren't crazy sessions, but the biggest thing I wanted to show is how I was able to regroup and control myself and the game. The game itself is not super hard. What's hard is the constant patience and discipline and focus. A saying that I heard one time that I like and agree with is that poker is a hard way to make an easy living. And that's because poker itself is not like a super hard game, but everything that comes with it is hard to maintain and control. With that, guys, I've worked with my editor to get shorts and reels out, so be on the lookout for that. Let me know y'all's feedback on those. We want to start getting those out regularly too. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.